7th game, 8th game that we've played in a row. I mean, it's been fun. It's been one that a lot of teams wouldn't be able to do. And I mean, our teams we've struggled doing it, but at the same time we've had a blast doing it because you play against some of the best teams, and you're in games with the best teams. So I mean, this week we're just gonna go out and play football and have fun doing it because I mean, at the end of the day, we have nothing to lose.
You guys feel a little tired, with all these weeks in a row?
Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, we're a hyper group and we're ready to go in any time. I mean, all the personalities that we have, anybody can lift anybody up on any given day. So I mean, we're all just ready to go and get to playing football.
How have you, as a starting quarterback, handled losing a couple of games in a row now?
I mean, it's definitely something that I'm not happy about, and it hasn't been fun. It's really new because it's not something that in high school happened a lot. So it's been a journey so far, but I mean, you just got to get back at it every week and perform better.
What have you seen out of Duke on film so far?
I mean, they're sound defense. I mean, comparing them would probably be more to Notre Dame, how they play the things. I mean, they can do really whatever they want with the personnel that they have on defense. So it's just a matter of what they want to do this week.
Has your relationship with Terrell changed at all now that you've gotten a few games into starting?
No, I'd say it's about the same. I mean, we're both competitors. We both understand that there's a job to be done, and we try to get the job done for the team to win.
Does it look like, or do you have any kind of gauge whether Terrell will be available for the rest of the season?
I have no idea. I mean, even if I did, it wouldn't be mine to say because that's Coach Schaefer's responsibility. But I have no idea, and I mean, if he does come back, great. If he doesn't, we got to get the job done.
So do you see yourself as still kind of competing to be the quarterback of the future?
Always. I mean, since the day you come in to the day that I leave, I mean, I'm competing the entire time because if I'm not, I could be the starter and I can lose my job to somebody that's competing for it, or I can never get the start because I stopped competing. So I have to go out and compete every day like I don't have the job, whether I do or not.
How much of the first team line are you able to practice with when you guys run first team offense in the week, or is there putting it on the scout guys?
Honestly, I really don't know because I don't really pay attention to it. I mean, they throw guys in there, but I really don't pay attention to who's coming in, who's going out.
Gotcha. Thank you.
What do you need to do to improve your level of performance for the next 3 games?
And it's the same. I just have to make sure that I know the defense that I'm going up against and understand what they do. I mean, that's the biggest thing when you get into season. I mean, there's going to be new offensive plays that come in and out every week. So, I mean, just understanding those, understanding what to take advantage of. And when Coach calls plays, what he's looking at and what I should be looking at to make sure that the play works.
What's it like playing behind an offensive line which is dealing with several injuries at this point?
I mean, football is football. We could be talking about this with a full healthy line. I mean, who really knows? We've been dealt a tough set of cards, but at the same time, we're dealing with them. I mean, our offense, we struggled a little bit in the running game, but at the same time in the passing game, we did really well. I mean, the receivers made plays downfield. So, I mean, our offense isn't struggling because we're finding something that works every week.
How much do you miss Ashton and Bristol?
I mean, it hurts, but at the same time, you got guys that are just as. I mean, Ben may not be as explosive, but he catches the ball just as well. He gets yards. I mean, Jared is. Everybody's capable of doing damage on defenses, and I mean they're proving that each and every week. So I mean, it's a loss because it hurts us with depth, but at the same time, the offense isn't too worried about it because we know that the guys that are behind them are just as good.
After Clemson, you mentioned it'd be hard to look a defense in the eye. How do you feel about that at this point?
I mean, this one is hard to look my entire team in the eye because I feel like I let them down. I mean, fumbling the ball with 4 minutes left and throwing an interception. I mean, those are 2 tough things to swallow. I mean, those 2 big plays come back on the same person. I mean, it hurts. So.
As far as Duke, what can you tell us about what you've seen from their defense on tape?
I mean, as I said earlier, they're a lot like Notre Dame. I mean, with their defensive personnel and how they play, they can really do anything that they want on any given week. I mean, one week they can come out and they can man somebody up, but the next week they can come out and they can roll coverages and blitz at you and throw a whole bunch of different things. So, I mean, just depending on what their defense wants to do, they're capable of doing.
How about playing your final game in the Dome for this season? You know, how kind of amped up are y'all to kind of send the seniors out on the right note?
I mean, you have to be excited because, I mean, every senior night is exciting. I mean, it's the last time them playing in the Dome. Obviously, you want to get a win. The last thing you want to feel is, man, I lost in front of my hometown crowd in the last game of my senior year. I mean, that's not something that you want to go out feeling. So I mean, everybody this week, as every other week, we're trying to get wins, and we're all excited to do it because we're just playing football and we're enjoying it.
Does the mindset change at all when you see a team like Duke that can put up 50 points? You know, kind of, y'all might have to get into a shootout. Do you look at that or approach it differently, or what do you take from it?
No, because every week you're trying to put up as many points as possible, so our mindset won't change in that sense. Because I mean, offense isn't scoring. That's been. And this week we put up 17 points, and we're still trying to get more. I mean, every week you go out there and you try to put up as many points as possible. So our mindset is not going to change because the offense is not trying to score 10, 17, 20 points. We're trying to be up where Duke is at in the high 40s, 50s. I mean, once we get there, we're going to be really good because our defense is holding people to, 10, 17, 16 points. I mean, this is the first time in the last few weeks that they've given over 20 points. I mean, once our offense can start scoring, it's gonna be hard to beat us.
I'm sorry you've already talked about this, but on Saturday, Coach said it would take a miracle to go 3-0 and make a bowl game. Have y'all discussed that as a team? What's kind of the players' mindset?
I mean, we haven't discussed it. I mean, obviously it's on everybody's mind. But as far as we go, we don't see it as a miracle. I mean, we've run the gauntlet already. This will be our 9th straight game. I mean, it's been a ride and it's been fun because we're playing against some of the best teams in the country. So we're going to take it as just another game. You got to go out there. You got to come out with the same enthusiasm. You just got to play football. I mean, you got to be able to love the game no matter what it throws at you.
How about the pressure, though, of knowing that you can't lose another game?